Hare Krishna, please accept our humble obeisances. Happy Ekadashi. We are cordially inviting Srila Gurudev and assembled devotees to are seeing through the eyes of scriptures Gyan Cakshu. We are very grateful to all the devotees who have joined. So let's commence this session by seeking Srila Gurudev's permission. Gurudev, shall we start?
Yeah.
So the first question is, how should we practice to not allow our mind to think of any other subject than Krishna?
Namo Vishnu Padre Krishna, Prisai Bhutale Shakti, Bhakti Dhira Swami. Mr. Krishna, Prime Parashita, Mr. Gaura Karuna Shakti Vasita. Namo Vishnu Padre Krishna, Prisai Bhutale Shakti, Bhakti Vedanta. Swami, Mr. Saraswati Devi. Gaura Vani Pricharanya Mr. Sanya Vani, Satya Adisita, Jai Shri Krishna. Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sai Gurita Gira, Sivasai Guru, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. How should we practice to not allow our mind to think of any other subjects other than Krishna? This is a perfected stage. To be at the stage where the mind does not think on things, they are pure devotee. This is at the level you are already a pure devotee, so the mind will not go anywhere than to fix it. But before this time, the mind went wander. And it's our duty to bring the mind back. That's all we can do. The Christians say constant practice and detachment. And with the help of mercy of the sadhus, Krishna, as we constantly pray, their blessings will help us to rise gradually, and we come to this stage where the mind doesn't go fixed. This is a pure stage. I know many devotees are always asking, when will I chant and the mind doesn't deviate? We should know that is a liberated stage. It's a pure stage, not a practicing stage. But when it's on that level, you should know that pure devotee. That's what it means. See, we're looking at the position of a pure devotee. We should know that, because we don't know that, so we're thinking that if you go to that stage, you are pure devotee. So when we get to that stage, the mind will not go anywhere. The mind is constantly fixed, because now you have perfected your life. So it will not go anywhere again except what you wanted. Fixed on Krishna 24 hours. No deviation. All right?
Yes, thank you so much, Gurudev. So our next question is, how to prioritize our desire to serve the desire of our spiritual master?
When we understand that being in Krishna consciousness means we have given up our freedom to the person we surrender our life to. When we take to Krishna consciousness, that's the understanding. We offer obeisances as soon as you enter the temple. We are going straight to Srila Prabhupada and Sana. We are offering obeisances. I have offered my head to you at the lotus feet. Means that now we don't have our own life again. We don't have our agenda and Krishna agenda. No, that is finished. What we have now, it is only Krishna being directed by the spiritual master. So the spiritual master in desire is to reclaim conditioned souls. That is his mission, to reclaim conditioned souls who are suffering in a material existence. So the duty of a bona fide disciple is to support him in his mission to reclaim the conditioned souls. So we don't have our own personal existence. We don't have our own personal life again. That is finished. We don't have our independence again. It is finished. When we don't understand this, then there will be difficulties in our practice. That is where we have challenged a lot of difficulties in our practice, because we are professing to do something else while we are doing another thing. We want to be a devotee, but we are not following the process of being a devotee. When we have given ourselves to the spiritual master, but we still have our own agenda. So I'm here, but not here. Like a devotee in Krishna consciousness, trying to keep the flow of spiritual principle. At the same time, we are meditating on object of self education separately. But Gita says we are pretenders. It's a cheater. If you continue like that without checking what you are doing, we will have difficulty. These things are very subtle, and then when it becomes gross, it will manifest in a gross level, and then the soil, the water has left, or the water is fell down, something, thing like that. So the thing is that we are doing two things without understanding what we're doing. There's nothing doing two things, but a conflicting thing is not good. Conflicting. So we are here to serve the desire of the spiritual master. Therefore, our own desire should be put to rest. And that does not mean that we don't have to think. It doesn't mean that we don't have to think. Well, we should think, because even to do something, we have to think. So we should think about the thing we're going to do, how to do those things, when to do them, but what kind of mood should be done. So we have this freedom to think and plan how to execute it. When we are thinking like this, or when we are on this level, we are said to be in Krishna consciousness. Other than that, it's not Krishna consciousness, because it's going to react negative, as we will not get the result of what we are expecting. So it is very important for us to use the word prioritize. Our desire to serve the cosmos. So we should know that is our priority in life. So we are here to serve the spiritual master, but we have our own plan. So we have so many things to do and not attending to the primary thing which we're supposed to do. It is a risky stage, risky situation. We need to take risk in Krishna consciousness, but that is a bona fide risk, not this kind of a dangerous risk where we are not doing what we're supposed to do because we have our own motivations. In other words, we are using the spiritual master for our own sense education. We enjoy the spiritual master and no sacrifice, no service. But the bona fide thing is that we are here to serve the interest of the spiritual master. And the interest of the spiritual master is Krishna's interest. All right?
Yes, correct. Thank you so much. So our next question is, what is meant by being absorbed?
Yeah. you see, you hear the word in Bhagavad Gita, Yuk Twaivam. Krishna used the word in Bhagavad Gita, Yuk Twaivam. And it is a sloka that Krishna repeated 2 times in chapter 9, chapter 18. Man manava man bhakto man yajipam namaskuru man evaisa sisatam te pratijani yosmi. This is chapter 18. That is text. That is chapter 18. In chapter 9, Krishna uses something here, but here he used the word juk twaivam, absorption. So the question here is, what is absorption? Absorption means the thing we give much of our attention to, we give our focus to, we give our life into. We are one with that. The connection means connection. Connection. How we are connected with Krishna. Example is when we read, when we're hearing about Krishna. How do we hear? When we chant about Krishna, how do we chant? When we're reading or we're hearing about Krishna, how do we? When we're doing service, how do we do it? When he's cooking for Krishna, but the mind is fully engaged in, the mind is fully concentrated, not cooking. Okay, I'm going to cook for Krishna. So the mind is fully absorbed in that. The mind is focused on that cooking. While we at the same time we are thinking, the purpose of this is to make Krishna happy. How much should I be? How much should I be be prepared for this? How much should I be prepared for this? And nothing else is a consign. Nothing else. This absorption. Nothing else is a concept, like we are asking a question. With the first question, it was in the first question. Giving ourselves to the spiritual master, taking to Krishna consciousness. So that is absorption. That there is nothing else coming into the mind. Everything we're doing, we have a focus. Cooking very nicely for Krishna. To the point that even somebody is talking to you, you don't hear. Or somebody enter the room or the office, or you don't see, you don't hear. We don't see. There's somebody walking to the field, you don't see. Because we are absorbed in hearing, fully absorbed in hearing, fully absorbed in focusing on cooking for Krishna, fully absorbed in reading, that somebody talking to you, you don't hear. Somebody comes into the room where you are at the office, you don't hear, you don't see the person. Even if the eye is open, we don't see the person because you have entered into. This is Krishna consciousness. We hear about Kulashekara Maharaj, absorption. Kulashekara Maharaj, he hears about the pastimes of Lord Machanda every day. Like we have classes discussing Krishna every day. So Kulashekara Maharaj was hearing about Lord Machanda, and this day the speaker was describing how Lord Machanda is now in Sri Lanka, and he is absorbed in fighting to kill the Ravan. Immediately, Kulasekara jumped out of his throne. He got down. He commanded the military commander of his armed forces. He commanded, "Let's go. The Lord is fighting. How can we be here?" How can we be here? What is the use of being here when the Lord is busy? This is the time for us to show our 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 appreciation for the Lord. This is the time for us to assist the Lord. We're talking about hmm, eh, supporting the spiritual master in his service to his spiritual master as absorption. Really, it was a narration. It's a narration, but because he was fully absorbed in hearing, he was actually and physically participating in the war. So he jumped down from his throne. He commanded his military forces, "Let us go," and they marched on. The speaker was shocked. He was not so absorbed that he couldn't feel it. It's the, the experience of being absorbed. One becomes one with what one is doing. Become one. So Kulashekar was one with Ramachanda, and he was now seeing the fighting going on physically. He was physically going, and he entered into the sea. When the speaker saw the danger, they're going to be drowned, and the soldiers followed him. He's the commander. They followed him. He entered into the sea. The speakers then told him, "Maharaj, the Lord has finished the battle. So the battle is over." Oh, then he came back to stand. And he saw that they were inside the water. This absorption.
We apologize. There is some network issue that's going on Gurudev's side, so he will join us shortly. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. But
Hare Krishna.
I'm sorry for the disconnection.
No,
So we are
no.
on it's a story. I love very much Kulashekar Maharaj level of bhakti, his devotion for Krishna. So pure. See, he's fully absorbed in Krishna. This is what it means by absorption. Absorption. That one become one with what we are doing, become word with what we are reading. to become one with what we are hearing, become one with what we see. This is absorption. And so we have many examples like that. The great devotees who absorbed. We had of a cemetery is full absorbed in Krishna that was talking to bumblebee. You have sent your messenger to come here and take me to. Why should I go? Why should I go there? Why should I go? Your messenger, this messenger, you are also reliable like your master. We so reliable. So I have no, I have no. There's no need for me to depend on you, both of you for anything. And why should I go anywhere? I cannot go anywhere. She's so absorbed in Krishna that she constantly she can talk to the bees. Oh, I'm very sorry that I have spoken so harshly. When the bumblebee flew away, Simatira took it to mean that her speech has offended her master. So she started changing her words. I'm very sorry to have spoken such words. This absorption, that one can see Krishna everywhere, anywhere. The gopis were doing the same thing. When Krishna disappeared from the arena of Rasa dance, and took Srimati Radharani away, the gopis were lost in thought of Krishna. And our charity mentioned that the gopis, they were talking to everything they could see. They were talking to varieties of trees, to the birds, in fact, they were seeing Krishna practically, and then they enter into different persons of Krishna. All of them were performing all the persons of Krishna fully. This absorption. And that is what we mean by Krishna consciousness. Anything which we do without absorption, we cannot produce a perfect result. So we should know this is one of the reasons why our advancement is slow. Some of us, not all of you. Some of us, advancement is slow because we are not absorbed in what we're doing. We are not absorbed in our japa. We are not absorbed in our hearing. We are not absorbed in our speaking. The 𝐒𝐞𝐲𝐞𝐬 Swami was speaking and he got lost. Or fearing to be lost, he couldn't speak in his name. But the name came out on his own strength, which will show her supreme nature. It's absorption. This is what happens when one is absorbed. Everything becomes completely different. All right.
Yes, Guru. Thank you so much for giving such a beautiful explanation. So our next question is how to work on a spiritual platform with intelligence and make further advancement in Krishna consciousness using intelligence.
Many places in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna asks us to put our mind and intelligence fixed on him, the same absorption. With our mind and intelligence fixed on him. Krishna requested this many places in Bhagavad Gita. So, how do we do that? We use our intelligence to plan how to do our Krishna consciousness. Krishna has given us intelligence. Your Prabhupada said, in many places, or in 2 places, Bhagavad Gita, also in Bhagavatam, Prabhupada said, we should mold our life in such a way that we remain 24 hours Krishna conscious. That is intelligence. That's intelligence. Devise many ways to expand Krishna consciousness. That's intelligence. That's intelligence. These are the direct words of Srila Prabhupada. We should devise many ways how to present the Krishna consciousness to people, how to expand Krishna consciousness to people. That's intelligence. It is already given to us. It's part of us. We have intelligence. Now we have to use it. Yes. But intelligence we use to engage in our Krishna consciousness to make advancements. If you are not intelligent, we cannot make advancements. Our say less intelligent, we're slow. We're slow in making advancements. Or we will not be interested in Krishna consciousness. We'll be attracted to some other things, not to Krishna. Less intelligent. Less intelligent. Alpha Buddha. Less intelligent. Oh, yeah. So we will not be attracted to Krishna. We will have attraction for Krishna's illusory energy, which is nothing but suffering. But we are attracted to that. Less intelligent. Sumedasa, broad, good brain substance, proper we say, good brain substance, Sumedasa. Just a broad-minded. Those whose intelligence is very high. Well, absorbed in chanting on the holy name. But intelligence. So we use our intelligence to plan our job. We use our intelligence to plan our sadhana. We use our intelligence to plan how to hear. I want to hear, and I know my body is weak. So with my intelligence, I should know I shouldn't sit down. Or if I want to sit, I should have a different way to sit so that I don't fall asleep. This intelligence applied in Krishna consciousness, so we can make further advancement in Krishna consciousness. So that's what it means. All right.
Yes, Guru. Thank you so much for your question. So, our next question is, can you please explain with an example for mind controlling the intelligence and intelligence controlling the mind?
The mind control intelligence. This is Krishna explained in chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita. The mind is very strong. That would the mind will control the intelligence. The intelligence is to control the mind. For example, intelligence will engage the mind in thinking about Krishna. Intelligence will appreciate a particular deity, particular pastime, particular activities of Krishna. And the mind is absorbed there. That is intelligence influencing the mind. So the mind is there, absorbed in a particular picture of Krishna. I like this picture of Krishna. So the mind is appreciating that, and the intelligence have selected that for the mind. It's very nice, and the mind is appreciating, is enjoying that. That's the mind. That intelligence influencing the mind. Intelligence influencing the mind. The intelligence is affecting the mind. So the intelligence has selected a particular picture of Krishna, a particular deity of Krishna. So the mind is appreciating, is a focus there. So in this case, the intelligence is influencing the mind. And the mind, we are relishing that. Is just focused there. The mind is absorbed in that. or the particular story of Krishna. The mind is absorbed in hearing that. The intelligence will be giving the mind different reason why the mind should be doing this. The intelligence will be giving the mind good reasons why the mind should be engaged in doing this. That's intelligence, engaging the mind. And the mind has no reason to refuse. The mind, intelligence is requesting. This is what you should be doing. This is very, very good. This is important. And we're expanding. Intelligence will be supplying different instances to support why the mind should be doing this. And the mind will be relishing that, it's enjoying that. The intelligence will go from one topic to another topic. Krishna, stealing water every day. So the intelligence will supply the mind different places. Krishna goes to different gopis' house, Pananda's house, other houses. So the intelligence is supplying the mind, and the mind is enjoying this, is focused on that. But the mind is, the intelligence is giving different verses to support the mind in the reason why it wants to be a devotee. Different slokas are coming. Intelligence is doing that. The mind will be rejoicing, be enjoying that, appreciate it. So you remember everything. That's intelligence. Affecting the mind is controlling the mind. If the mind wants to go out, the intelligence says, no, that is garbage, that is nonsense. Don't go that side. This is what you should do. So the mind is focused there. The mind want to go somewhere, the intelligence will say, no, they don't need to. This is very painful. As the mind is giving, so as the intelligence is giving the mind good reason why to hear these things, to bring in different slokas to support the different person to help the mind focus there. The same intelligence also will bring in different reason when the mind wants to go. I want to. The same intelligence also will still be telling the mind, no, this don't go there. This is nonsense. You don't have to waste of time. You don't go there because it's very, very painful. You see people who do this, see the way they suffer. You just can you compare Christian concept with this thing? This is nonsense. Don't go there. Don't do this thing. The intelligence is helping the mind. The mind is absorbed there, giving so many reasons why one should not go outside. They give different reasons why someone should take to Christian concept. So many slokas will come. So many persons will come. That's intelligence influencing the mind. And the mind influencing the intelligence, which we should not go. We should not go there. But sometimes the mind is like that due to our condition. The mind will explain the intelligence. It is the mind, instead of the intelligence talking to the mind, is the mind who be talking to the intelligence. You know what? When I used to do this thing, it was very nice. So I can just do it for a moment. It's not every day. Not every day. So it's just for a while. This is only for today. I will not do. It's not if I do it once a week, once a month. After all, it was very nice. This pleasure. I was making that person happy, or making these people happy. It was like this. The man is in it, and then the man was telling the intelligence how to make that happen. The mind is now forcing the intelligence how to make that happen. The intelligence also be following. Okay, go and do like this. Go and take like this. Go and do this. The intelligence will be arranging for all that also to supply the mind. Just like the intelligence did in supplying all the necessary good things to expand the Krishna consciousness. It can be opposite. The mind now will be telling intelligence to find also negative reason for participating in the garbage. Which we shouldn't do. We shouldn't do that. We shouldn't allow the mind to influence the intelligence because it is dangerous. Rather, the intelligence will influence the mind, which is the duty of the intelligence. The duty of the intelligence is to influence the mind. So the mind can do what is necessary, which is progressive, which is beneficial. That's the work of intelligence. We should go for that and shouldn't allow the mind to influence intelligence. To find the dubious way how to get something for sanctification. That is the mind influencing intelligence. It's cheating. When the mind influences intelligence, that becomes cheating. The mind is telling intelligence to plan how to get that thing for his pleasure. That is cheating. And we shouldn't do that. Because it is dangerous. We will not make progress in our practice, and we will have a lot of miserable situations to experience, unnecessary anxiety, unnecessary suffering. That's the mind influencing intelligence. The mind tells intelligence that we should not. No. If you go to a spiritual master, you will make offense. So don't go there. Don't go there. Better don't go there. That is the mind influencing intelligence. When the intelligence is influencing the mind, the intelligence will tell the mind, you should go there because you need the association to advance your Christian consciousness. You should go there, but you should be careful. Don't consider where you are. The association, the association will serve you to be ordinary. Don't think like that. Don't take them ordinarily. Don't think like that. You should think that yes, this is an opportunity. This intelligence influencing the mind. This opportunity for us to make advancement. This advancement, this opportunity is very rare. So let me not do this so that I don't get myself into trouble. So I can do the right thing for me to make advancement in my Krishna consciousness. So this is intelligence influencing the mind. The mind is influencing the intelligence. Will tell you negative things. When intelligence is influencing them, intelligence in positive things. And that is the only good thing that you will get when intelligence is influencing the mind. I hope the examples help you to understand what is happening so we can make progress and avoid being in darkness and think that what we think in darkness is correct. What we think in darkness in ignorance is not correct. It may make sense to us because we are in ignorance. We are in ignorance. But when we come to knowledge, we're intelligent, we'll see that it is not wonderful, it's not good. All right?
Yes, Guru. Thank you so much. Now we have one live question in which Prabhuji says, there are many devotees tell that 50% mission of Srila Prabhupada that was to establish Varnashram Dharma is remaining. So how do we see the process of Bhakti Yoga role of Varnashram? We do not see many devotees talking about this. How we know what Krishna wants us to do?
Yes, we don't see many devotees talking about Varanasi because so many reasons. One reason is that we don't understand what is Varanasi. We don't know that it is something very important. We don't know it. Second reason, since we don't know it, we don't want to use our intelligence to start planning how to do this. And because we don't know how it will work, how it will function, we don't know how to apply it, so we don't think about it. That reason we have been used to what is available, uh, chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, which is the deity, the religion, and the best jagya for this age. Living in the temple, worshiping the deities, and getting a prasadam and enjoy. So why should I why should I why should I do something else? This is enough for me. Yes, it is enough. It is enough. But Varnashram is to help us do this thing better. And if you look very carefully, you will see in the temple, in our movement, we don't have sannyasis, we don't have brahmacharis, we don't have householders, we don't have manapastas. What is that? You know Varnashram? Varnashram? Don't we have GBCs, managers? Hmm? We don't have managers. We don't have those who are into agriculture. We don't have these things are naturally there, but because we don't have knowledge, we don't think it is important. So the Prabhupada himself asks, if we are both Varnashram, why are they falling down? So we need Varnashram. We need Varnashram. There's a system that helps us organize in our bhakti. The system of our bhakti is organized that we become successful. That is Varnashram. Organization to help us become organized, become the bhakti we are trying to practice become easy for us to practice. For example, we have a, a, a community where environment is made in such a way that enhances our practice. But when we see in our scripture, what do we see? We see that the people yogis, they enter into the forest. Why do they have to go so many places, passing so many trees, and just sit only one particular thing? It is not just ordinary. Not ordinary. There is science behind that. What is the science? They are looking for a particular tree that will enhance their practice. But not some. They don't not that just sit under a tree. They sit on a tree that has the shakti, the energy to support their practice. In many ways. From the shade which they get, and the shakti which is in that is the tree, like banyan tree, has potency. So there's enhancement in what they want to practice. That is why they have to look for that particular tree. In the same way, to have environment where passion is reduced and goodness is prominent. Yet we know that every temple where there is a heavy practice, heavy chanting, heavy kirtan, heavy worship, and heavy discussion on scripture, the environment is enhanced. Yes, it will be more enhanced if we have a particular environment that already has such a foundation we are building on. Like have which way we're not tied up to one place. There is a different departments set separately, and people function like that naturally. And the mood is that we are here to help each other become successful in our Christian consciousness. Our temple certainly today is not functioning like that. It's not functioning. It's more of a survival of the fittest. So that is the answer. And we don't understand it, therefore people are not talking about it. But this is something that is very important for us to look at. Okay. It's not just about producing food alone. Yes, even that, even with that, all the food we are buying in the market is contaminated. But a place where we are not the importance of producing our own food, the mood is always different, the taste will be different, and the we are going to get the brain tissue that will help us to understand the scripture, help us to chant, help us to see the importance of Christian consciousness. All right.
Yes, thank you so much, Gurudev. So here we close for today's session of Gyan Chakshu. We thank each and every devotee for going along with us today and eagerly taking part. We will soon return with another question answer session. Please do send us your question either in Facebook or YouTube channel. You can also email your question at bddswamisanga@gmail.com. If any chance any question is unheard, we make sure your question is answered in the next session. And we thank Gurudev so much for enthusiastically answering all the questions and being with us once again. Thank you, Gurudev, and thank you all the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.